and welcome to Down to Earth. Our question this week is from a viewer whose Texas mountain laurel didn't bloom this season and why that might have happened. You know, there are lots of reasons, but the first thing I would look at is whether or not this plant was in the full sun. The label on this one will tell you partial shade is okay, but as with any plants that flower, if they're listed for full sun, they will flower better if they get that full sun. You also want to look at your watering. Too much water on these plants is not good for them, especially in our clay or poorly drained soils. Also look at any insect activity. Some insects may eat the flower blooms. And you might have mistakenly removed those flower blooms because they do look very different than any others. It's a very pendulous spike that hangs down from the growing points, and it really doesn't look like a flower bloom when you first see it. These plants don't require any fertilization in general, and too much nitrogen may also inhibit the flowers on this plant. Our plant this week is lantana. There's so many cultivars available that I won't list an exact cultivar for you, just to say that you should look for a color and a size that you're interested in. Most of these plants are root-hardy woody perennials, which means that they die back to the ground in the winter for us here. Occasionally we'll have one be evergreen, but this winter I doubt that any would have been, and in fact we may have lost some of these plants because we were so cold this winter. We do have some native species, and those species do have more berries, which are more attractive to birds, but they also mean more seedlings around your yard. Most commercially available hybrids are sterile, so they don't produce as many berries, and they do flower more without deadheading those berries off of those plants. Some of these plants are large and shrubby, but others are ground covers that stay very small. So as I said, pick the color and the size of plant that you're looking for. As with many plants, available cultivars in this one change each season according to the new plants that are available and have been hybridized by growers over the season. These plants love heat and abuse, so plant them in full sun on the south or west side of your home if possible. They use very low water, they're not too particular about soil, and they flower all summer from spring to frost. A few to dry are Texas Flame, which has an orange, red, and yellow flower, and Samantha, which has a yellow flower with variegated foliage. To do this week, if you've waited patiently and still have some holes in your landscape, go ahead and fill those in now because you've likely lost some of those plants. We'd love to hear from you, so visit klru.org/ctg and send us your question or plant of the week from your garden.